Happy Halloween and welcome back to another episode of the Backed by Bone podcast. And of course, I am your host, Chris, aka Don Burgundy on the internet. How the fuck are you doing? This is going to be episode 21, and as you guessed it, it is Halloween, so it's October 31st, 2022. Ooh, and I'm cracking open a nice fucking Celsi here. I got a Yuzu Ginger Celsi, and here, give me just a second. Smells good. Ooh. So it's not a seltzer, it's actually a cider, but it's like a carbonated cider, and it's not sweet. It's actually really dry, so actually really good. So I'm gonna be sipping on this one. But yeah, what is going on? How the fuck you done? October is over. It's fucking crazy. I don't even know how fast everything's going so fast. I can't keep up, but it is what it is. So let's jump right into it. We're going to start with NFL Week 8 here. Bring up my picks in the NFL games. I did not do so hot this week in fantasy, so I'm probably going to lose, even though it's not over yet. But I have a huge deficit I need to come back from. So let's pull up. All right, so Week 8. The first game was the Bears Packers game, which wasn't Week 8, but it's Week 7. But the Bears ended up beating Bears Patriots, not Bears Packers. The Bears ended up beating the Patriots 33-14, which is a big stomping. So that's pretty fucking bad. I got that one wrong. Ravens beat the Bucks 27-22. I actually picked the Ravens there. Figured that was going to happen. Broncos actually beat the Jags 21-17. I picked the Jags on that one. I was surprised. I actually watched that game. It was a pretty fucking decent game, but also kind of had to watch because both of those teams suck. Dolphins beat the Lions 31-27. Pretty sure I did have the Dolphins on that one, and then the Falcons beat the Panthers 37-34 in OT. That game was actually pretty exciting as well. I picked the Falcons, so your boy was right again on that one. Cardinals and Vikings. The Vikings beat the Cardinals 34-26. I picked the Cardinals, so I guess I was wrong on that one. I guess the Vikings are just that guy. I don't know. Cowboys beat the Bears 49-29. I picked the Cowboys because I figured that was going to happen. So pretty spot on. Saints beat the Raiders 24-0. That game was absolutely fucking horrendous on the Raiders side. I picked the Raiders, so I was wrong. And also, DeAndre Hopkins only got me. Sorry, Devontae Adams only got me 1.2 points, so I got absolutely fucked on that one. So that sucks. That might be part of the reason why I lost this week, but what it is. Eagles beat the Steelers 35-13. I picked the Eagles on that one, still looking like the best team in football. Patriots beat the Jets 22-17 in a really fucking close game. Patriots not looking good, but it is what it is. I picked the Pats on that one, got that one right. Titans beat the Texans 17-10 in a pretty close game. Surprisingly, I picked the Titans on that one. And then Seahawks beat the Giants 27-13 in a pretty exciting game. I actually did pick Seattle on that one, so I was surprised it actually came out with that one. The Commanders beat the Colts 17-16. Both of those teams are absolute dog shit. I did not watch that game. I actually picked the Colts on that, surprisingly, so never ride with the Colts ever again. And then the 49ers actually beat the Rams 31-14. I picked the Rams, so I was wrong on that one. I guess the Rams are just kind of down and out, kind of like the Bucks, used to be a top tier team. Now they just suck dick. Bills beat the Packers 27-17. I didn't end up watching that game, but it looked pretty good. I picked the Bills, so I was right on that one. And then the Monday night game, which is tonight, is Bengals versus Browns. I picked the Bengals. We'll see what happens. So we shall see. And then week 9, I'll go into my picks after that as well. But I'll do my this week in fantasy breakdown. I'm getting kind of poo-pooed on, so that is quite unfortunate. As it stands right now, I have 89 points, and the guy I'm against has 122 points. He does not have anybody left to play, and I have 2 players left to play. So technically, I could come back and win this, but I need both of my players to absolutely fucking pop off sicko mode, best game of their lives to actually kind of fucking beat this deficit. So I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm going to chalk this up to a loss because it's a 33-point deficit. It's totally possible for one of these players to get 30 points, but I don't know. I'm just not seeing it. I mean, I have Boyd, the wide receiver for Cincinnati. He actually got me 30 points once, so it's totally doable. It's definitely possible, but it's gonna be fucking tight. I don't know. We'll see. I am not gonna watch the game because I'm gonna go to sleep, but um, I don't know. We'll see. It is what it is. But moving on to week 9 here. Um, so the Thursday night game is Eagles Texans. I think it's pretty obvious that you go with the Eagles here because the Texans are just absolutely bad. I could definitely see an upset happening here, though. Colts and Patriots. Both of these teams are looking bad right now, but again, as I had just mentioned, never ride with the Colts ever again. So we're going Patriots. Excuse me. Packers Lions. The Packers definitely need to win this game to have any kind of a chance to come back and have a redeemable season. I'm going to go with Packers here just because Lions are also bad as fuck. Chargers Falcons. I don't really know. This is a toss up for me here. I want to say the Chargers win this game. The Falcons have been playing good recently, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say Chargers because they just came off a bye, so they got time to rest up. Bills and Jets. I think this game's actually going to be pretty fucking good, but the Bills are looking like the best team in football here, so there's no way I could bet against them, and it's always the Jets, so whatever. Vikings Commanders. This is a pretty obvious one. Commanders are dog shit, so Vikings all the way. Panthers Bengals. Panthers have been playing better recently, but the Bengals are just a better team, so I'm going Bengals here. Raiders Jaguars. I do not fucking know about this game. I guess I'll go. Fuck, I don't even know. So the Raiders have been playing absolutely terrible, and the Jags have been playing better. You know, recently, but both of those teams are bad. I don't know. I guess I'll just go Jaguars. I don't fucking know. I'd rather the Raiders win that game, but it's just looking bad for both of those teams. Dolphins Bears actually might be a good game here. I think I'm going to go Dolphins though. I think they're a better team overall. Seahawks Cardinals is going to be a banger. The Seahawks have been playing really well recently, so I think I'll go Seahawks. And then Rams Bucks. Both of these teams look really fucking hurt. So either way, I'm going to go Rams right now, just because the Buccaneers look like they have a bunch of holes in their ship. Titans Chiefs. I think it's pretty obvious to go Chiefs here because Titans look good, but the Chiefs definitely look like a tier above. So I think top tier teams would be the Chiefs and the Bills, and then everyone else below them. And the Monday night game is going to be Ravens and Saints. The Ravens had a good game against the Bucks, and the Saints had a good game against the Raiders. But I think the Ravens are just a whole better team in general. So those are going to be my picks for Week 9. Take them or leave them. And then, so that's going to be it for the NFL. Kind of flew right through that one, but it is what it is. Let me take another sip of the cider here. Delicious. All right, thank you. Here we go. All right, so we are going to go right into the UFC. So this past weekend was UFC Fight Night with Calvin Kattar versus Arnold Allen. I actually stayed up a little bit later than usual to watch this fight because I like Calvin Kattar, but unfortunately, um, I am still cursed, and because I mentioned this before on my podcast, is that like I'll stay up for these fights and then they just end in like terrible fashion. So again, unfortunately, still cursed, and fucking fight ends with Calvin Kattar getting hurt. He like went to do a flying knee, came down on it wrong, hurt his fucking leg, and they had to end the fight. So it is what it is. I mean, it was an interesting fight before that, but I didn't really watch the rest of the card because I didn't care. So next UFC card is going to be a UFC Fight Night with Marina Rodriguez and Amanda Lemos. I'm probably not gonna watch this. Main card starts at 7 p.m. Also, it's gonna be on Saturday, this coming Saturday, and that's also when Worlds Finals is gonna be, which I'll get into a little bit later. So I'll probably be watching that instead. So probably just gonna skip this whole card, and then the next big UFC event is UFC 281, which is Saturday, November 12th. And this card is going to start super fucking late, but I really want to try and watch it because it's got a lot of really good fights on it. So I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do, but I'm going to try and watch it. But it's got the main card. It's got Dan Hooker against Claudio Poyes. I don't know who that is, but it's got Frankie Edgar, Dustin Poirier, Michael Chandler, Carla Esparza, Zhang Wei Li, Israel Adesanya, Alex Bahia. I mean, again, this is probably one of the biggest fight cards of the year. So I want to try and stay up for this one. I watched the last Israel Adesanya fight that happened earlier this year, and unfortunately, it ended in a decision. Took all 5 rounds, and I mentioned on the podcast before that like I stayed up late and I was trying to watch this. I ended up falling asleep right when the fight starts, and I woke up halfway through the fight, and like nothing happened. So I was like kind of disappointed that I stayed up for that, but it is what it is. But again, we're looking forward to that. We're gonna take a look and try and stay up for that one. So might have to drink some energy drinks on that one, but gonna have to slug it down. But yeah, whatever. It is what it is. All right, so flying through it here tonight. So now we are on to League of Legends Worlds, which actually kind of shaked up in a way I did not expect. Excuse me. So we had the semifinals this weekend, and the first semifinal was T1 versus JDG, and T1 ended up beating JDG 3-1. At first, going into this, I was kind of like, "Fuck, I think JDG is going to win. I think they're a better team. I think they're going to pull it out." But again, T1 ended up winning 3-1. But I wasn't like at the end of it. I kind of like thought to myself, "I'm like, damn, I'm not really surprised because like JDG is kind of like known for being chokers and like they played well all worlds, but like when it comes to shove, they always seem to like kind of drop the ball. Um, and I guess they just got momentum like rolled over. So unfortunately, it's going to be a Korean versus Korean final, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Again, I'd rather just see good games, but um, yeah, it kind of stinks because I wanted to see JDG go all the way, but it is what it is. I guess Faker just won't be denied. But I watched that or the majority of it, and it was actually pretty good. And then yesterday it was the Gen G DRX final. Um, Basically the same thing happened where I thought Gen G was going to win because they're a better team, but Gen G, I forgot they're known as chokers as well, and they dropped the series 3-1. DRX wins the series, which is kind of a cool storyline because DRX like they completed the world's like miracle run, so they went all the way from the play-ins and all the way to the finals. Like I thought one team was going to do that this year, and I thought it was going to be RNG, but it was actually DRX. So they played all those games in Mexico City. Then they had to play all the games in New York City. Then they had to play all the games in Atlanta. And now they're going to fucking San Francisco for the finals. Like, that is such a hectic schedule. Like, and they don't get like a whole lot of time in between these because after the games are done, they're basically on a flight like that night or the next day. So it's like they don't have a whole lot of time to rest. So it's like they got to fly from Korea to Mexico. They're going to play all these games. They got to try not to get sick. They got to try and practice. And then they make it out. So they got to fly basically that night right over to New York City. And then they got to set everything up. They got to try and practice. They got to try not to get sick. They got to try and sleep. And then they're playing all these fucking games. And then after that, they win. And then they fly to Atlanta. Again, they need to practice. They need to sleep. They need to try not to get sick. They need to live. And then to play all these games and then they got to fly right over to fucking San Francisco. So, I mean, luckily they just came out of a 5-game series. They only play 4 games, but and luckily they have like a whole week of time. But it's like still pretty hectic. Like that schedule is fucking nuts. Like you have to show up, you have to get into your hotel, you have to set up all the equipment, and then you have to do all these media obligations. You have to do all these interviews. You have to do all these sponsor obligations as well, and then you have to practice and then you have to try and somehow fit in sleeping and eating at the same time as well. It's pretty fucking nuts. Um, but I guess it's worth it to be the best in the world. So it is what it is. So the final is going to be Saturday, November 5th, and it is going to be T1 versus DRX. It's going to start at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so I'm going to be trying to watch that. I'm going to try and watch the entirety of it, but yeah, I think T1 wins here, but if DRX wins, I think it'd be better for storylines. But I think T1 is just a better team. I'm just surprised that DRX had gotten this far, and I guess they're just playing really well and just beating out these really good teams. So I wouldn't be surprised if they won, but my money's going to be on T1 here. So keep an eye on that. That's going to be cool. But after this Saturday, it's going to be no more league for 2 months, I think, until they start back up again, which is pretty fucking sad. But it is what it is. But it's been a crazy year. Been a crazy fucking year. I was hoping for an LPL team to win, or at least get to finals, because I've been watching a lot of LPL this year, and I was hoping RNG was going to make it all the way, but fortunately they got dropped out, and then my horse that I was backing was JDG, and then they got fucking smacked too. So I don't know. It is what it is. What can you do? You can't always be at the top, right? So whatever. We're gonna have a Korean champion again. But that is going to be it for the League of Legends update. I'll keep you guys updated on that one. And then one thing I wanted to do, which I didn't do because I totally forgot, was my ratings on all the anime series that I watched last season. So I'll go through that really quickly, and then I'll recommend one of the series here and use it as one of my recommendations. And then I'll talk about a couple other things, and then I'll close out the podcast. So last season was summer 2022. I watched Call of the Night, which I thought was actually a lot better than I had expected. I thought it was going to be kind of decent. The animation was really fucking good. So looks like my anime list has this as an 8.10. I think that's really fucking high. I would give this like a high 6, like a 6.8 or something like that, because other than that, the series wasn't fucking phenomenal. I just think like the coloration and art style was really cool. So other than that, I didn't think it was fucking out of control crazy. 8 is really fucking high. So I don't know who these fucking people are rating this, but um, I'd give it an 8. It's pretty good. And then it was Classroom of the Elite season 2. I thought this was actually pretty good, but it was like really slow at the beginning, so I was just kind of fucking like dreading the whole thing, not knowing what was going on, and it kind of got decent towards the end. But I'm hoping the series picks up for the 3rd season, but we'll see how it goes. My anime list has this an 8.16. Again, really fucking high. I don't know who's rating it this high. These fucking retards. I would give this like a low 6, like a 6.3. I think I would give that. And then we have The Devil to Part-Timer season 2, which I did not fully finish. I'm gonna have to go back and do that at some point, but I was really disappointed with this season, especially since I enjoyed the first season so much. It was super funny, it was super creative, super unique, and then this season was really just kind of absolute dog shit. Not as much humor, not as much jokes, not as much quality character development. They kind of just like threw in this like baby character that was fucking annoying the entire time. My anime list has this as a 6.68. I think that's high. I'd give it like a 5.4. Not worth checking out, which is really disappointing. All right, what else do we have here? Overlord season 4, which is actually really fucking good. I really like this series as well, so I was glad that this season kind of brought it back together. Some really cool storylines. I mean, they obviously don't bring enough fucking explanations, but it is what it is. My anime list has this as an 8.12. I would probably give this a high 7, like a 7.8. What else do we have here? We've got Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon season 4. This season was actually really good, especially since last season was not that great. I thought it was actually really fucking good. Everything on point, animation, sound, voice acting, it was all fucking good. And then this upcoming season that is dropping in 2023 is going to be even better. My anime list has this as a 7.68. I think that is actually low. I would give this a low 8, so I'd say like an 8.3 here for this season. Is actually really good. Then we have one of my favorite series, which is Isekai Oji-san, which actually has not been finished because it was on hiatus for some reason, so should supposed to be coming back in November, but we'll see what happens. My anime list has it rated at a 7.88. I think a lot of people don't really fully understand and appreciate the charm of the series. I'm going to give this an 8.4. I'm just waiting for it to finish here, so I'll give you guys a better rating at that. We also have Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World. It was a decent series, just kind of some smut with some nipples, so it is what it is. The story is kind of dog shit. So 6.61 here on anime list or my anime list. I would give this. It's pretty close. I'd probably give it like a 6.2 just because the animation was really good, but other than that, it wasn't anything worth fucking writing home about. What else do we have? And then we had My Isekai Life. I gained a second character class and blah 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 blah. This series was all right. It just looked really good, but the storyline's not that great. On my anime list, 6.28. I'd say that's pretty on point. So I'd give it like a 6.2 as well. Um, and then we had Black Summoner, which wasn't as good as I was hoping it would be. I still like the series, and I hope they come out with another season, but it just wasn't as good as the manga was. So I don't know. My anime is 7.12. I would say that's about right. I give it a 7.1 as well, just because it wasn't as great as I wanted it to be. But hopefully they come out with another season, just because I like the series. If not, I'll keep reading the manga. Nothing else I watched here, so excuse me, I didn't mean to sniffle into the mic. I actually hate that shit when people do that. Yeah, so that was my recap of summer 2022. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was all pretty good, but nothing really here to fucking blow your socks off. But in terms of anime recommendations, I'm actually going to give you guys the recommendation of Isekai OG-san. If you've listened to the podcast before, any OG listeners who's listened to every episode, which I don't think they exist, will know that I actually recommended the manga for this series, which I still highly recommend. I still highly suggest you check it out. But the anime was really fucking good. Again, just waiting for it to finish. So definitely check this one out, guys. The art style is unique. The characters are unique. The writing is unique. Everything is fucking good about this series. You just need to check it out. It's fucking weird in all the right ways. So just check it out. Watch the fucking anime because I know you're not going to read the manga because you're all pieces of shit. So definitely check this out. Definitely worth watching, and then definitely worth waiting for the rest of the episodes to come out. It looks like it is on Netflix as well, so if you guys don't want to use Crunchyroll or GoGo Anime or any of those sketchy pirating sites, Netflix is the way to go. Um, it's just good fun. You know what I mean? It's just good fun. It's got all the cool elements of fantasy that you would come to expect, but also the uh, humor that you don't come to expect from any Sky series. So definitely check it out. Definitely highly recommend. Definitely get your dick wet on this one and fucking enjoy yourselves. It is a whole lot of fun. And I just, with more series, would kind of pick up the same mindset that this one did. So here, on a second. I take a sip of yuzu ginger. Because a lot of these series, like, they'll have um, so a lot of mangas will do anime adaptations, but they don't carry over the art style and the humor. Whereas this one, I feel like really hit the nail on the head on that one, where they carried over that rough, sketchy art style. They carried over the goofy, ridiculous humor. Whereas, like, with a lot of series that I've mentioned on here, it's like they just don't bring over like the good humor or the fucking like art style. And it's like art style is like half the battle here. So like not everything needs to look like fucking the same. You know what I mean? It's just dumb. Like if we go to the series that's airing right now, it would be The Evidence in Shadow. They don't have any of the humor. They don't have any of the art style from the manga, and it's just fucking falling super flat. So it's just kind of basic now. But it is what it is. I will talk about that once that season ends, and I'll give my rating on that one as well. But that's gonna be the anime. That's gonna be the recommendation, and definitely check it out because it is Isekai Oji-san, definitely fucking good hair. So next, before I get into my next topics here, I'm going to take another sip of water really quickly. All right, good to go. So one thing I also wanted to bring up, which is something that I watched in Texas while we were just hard chilling, was Werewolf by Night, which was a Disney like exclusive like short thing. It's kind of like a movie, but it wasn't that long. I think it was only like Yeah, it says it's 52 minutes here. I actually enjoyed this a whole lot. I thought this was really fucking cool. Really cool of Disney to do, really stylized. I personally don't know anything about the Werewolf by Night character, which is like a Marvel character. Um, but it was really fucking cool. Uh, Everything was shot in black and white or edited in black and white, and it's all heavily stylized and really fucking cool. Um, so I definitely suggest checking this one out here. A lot of cool stuff that they do with black and white, and then a lot of like film artistry, which is really fucking cool. So basically, you follow the character of Jack Russell, who is he's like at this like compound thing with all these other monster hunters, and the theme of it is like they have to hunt down this monster and collect like the bloodstone. So it like makes them like the next like best monster hunter or whatever the fuck. I don't really know. Again, I don't really know any of the lore, but it was really fucking cool. So they end up hunting down like the thing or like man thing or whatever, which is like this big like abomination looking creature. Um, and then come to find out that Jack Russell is actually werewolf by night, and he's obviously as it mentioned is a werewolf. So one thing I thought they were actually going to do was when he transforms into a werewolf, I thought he was going to look fucking like crazy. Like it's going to be a bunch of fucking CGI and looks super dope. Like if anyone ever seen the Van Helsing um movie with Hugh Jackman and how the werewolves looked in that, like they looked fucking, I mean, it was CGI through the roof. But for the werewolf in this one, when he transformed, he basically just looked like a guy in a suit, which I think was a stylistic choice on purpose as like an homage to like the old school like monster movies. So it's like kind of, I think that was part of it. But if they were gonna do that, then they should have gone all the way because they made the man thing. They did it all out of CGI. So it's like, dude, if you're gonna do CGI for a like side character, why wouldn't you do CGI for the main character who turns into a werewolf? You know what I mean? It could look so much fucking cooler, but I don't know. I get it. I guess it's like a stylistic choice, but definitely worth watching here, guys. It's 52 minutes, so it's like not a whole lot of time, but it's really fucking cool. Definitely cool thematically and just like cool artistry. So worth checking out. IMDb has it here as 7.3. I'd say that's pretty on par. I'd give it a 7.5. I don't think I'd watch like well, I don't know. I might watch a whole series about that, but I definitely thought it was a cool idea for them to just do a 52-minute movie and they just call it at that. And I assume if there's enough intrigue, then they might fucking go and make a series out of it. But they might just do a lot more of these one-offs, which is really fucking cool to watch. So I think it's cool. Again, good time. That's why I'm recommending it, and I wouldn't bring it up on the fucking podcast if I didn't recommend it. And then another series that I thought was really fucking dope, but unfortunately I didn't get to finish, was Moon Knight. So I watched like the first 3 or 4 episodes of this. I thought it was really entertaining. The first few episodes are really fucking confusing. I mean, it's the whole series is pretty fucking confusing regardless, but a whole lot of cool stuff here in terms of artistry, um, and then like psychological like um confusion, I guess. I don't know. So it's like, basically the guy has like split personality disorder, and there is a personality in his body that is the Moon Knight character, and he has like all these like supernatural powers, but the real person is like a fucking kind of like a bumbling buffoon and a coward and an idiot. But like the Moon Knight persona is this fucking badass mercenary who's like got all these abilities and kicks a massive ass. So it's like a cool little dichotomy between the two characters in one character. But I definitely recommend this one here, guys. I do want to finish. Hmm, I do want to finish watching this one, but I don't have Disney Plus, so I'll have to figure out another way. Maybe I can just try and find it and pirate it. But um, I would be interested to watch more of this. I'm also trying to branch away from anime. I mean, I still love anime. I still want to catch up on anime, but I also want to try and branch out and watch more series about different shit. So, just to get myself well rounded. But my anime list got this. I mean, fuck. See, look at that. I'm an idiot. IMDb has this at 7.3 out of 10. Um, I didn't finish the entire season, so I'm going to stick with that as a 7.3. I do highly recommend if you guys are um, if you're into superhero stuff or not. I think this is still really good because it doesn't like you don't have to like know anything about the Marvel universe to enjoy this. It kind of is almost self-encapsulated for the first season, so you don't really have to like dig too deep and like know too much about the character or about Marvel at all. Kind of does a good job of world building, and like you don't even really see any other like superheroes, at least from what I saw anyway. So definitely worth checking out. The acting is phenomenal. The cinematography really good. The CGI phenomenal. Um, and then a lot of the tricks that they use with the lighting and camera effects and stuff like that really make you feel like the main character like losing his mind and shit. So definitely worth checking out. Moon Knight. Definitely get your dick wet on this one. It is not like the stereotypical fucking series, or you know what I mean? It's not like the stereotypical fucking Marvel shit where it's just like, oh, it's fucking Tony Stark and Captain America and all that shit. It's just like, I don't know. I just thought it was well done. So definitely check it out on that one. Definitely get your dick wet and definitely fucking let me know what you think about it because I definitely need to finish watching it. But I think that is going to be it today, guys. I didn't have a whole lot more to talk about here. I kind of flew through everything, but it is what it is. So I have a short week this week because I am leaving for Florida, going to my cousin's wedding. It's going to be this weekend, so I'll be leaving here on Thursday, flying out, landing in Florida. Gonna be fun. Gonna bring the camera along. I'm not really gonna film the wedding itself because I don't want to, and that's weird. I don't want to be that guy with the camera. But I am going to film the vlog part of it, like the traveling, do a little bit of vlogging, maybe do maybe some cool weather. Hopefully it's nice there, and maybe I get some cool shots at the beach or something. I don't fucking know. I don't know what is in store, but I just know I'm going to try and make the best out of it and enjoy it and get to see some family that I don't get to see a lot and have some fun. So I think that's going to be it, guys. Again, this is episode 21 of the Backed by Bone podcast. Again, as always, I'm your host, Chris, aka Don Burgundy on the internet. And happy Halloween, guys. Hope you have a great one. Again, I'm trying to stay as consistent as possible, put out as much content as possible, try and really fucking make this shit take off. So, for anyone who listens, thank you so much. I highly appreciate you guys. Let me know down in the comments below, or if you're listening to this on Spotify, shoot me a quick DM on Instagram. I mean, all my descriptions are down in the link below. You can follow all of those. I got Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, all that shit. So any kind of support, highly appreciate it. If you guys want to shoot me a DM on Instagram, let me know what you liked. Let me know if you want me to recommend something else. Be like, hey, I really like this. I want you to check it out. Let me know what you think of. What do you think of it? So yeah, that's cool too. Always give me some good ideas and support. I really appreciate it. So again, I hope you guys have a good one and get your dick wet on all my recommendations. Get your dick wet in life and have a good one. So fucking peace, brother.